It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. I just recorded this whole video and I forgot to put do not disturb on my phone, and someone called and screwed up the whole thing. So now I got to do the whole thing over again. So I'm just going to go with the flow and just see what happens. But I wanted to reflect back on my experience yesterday with the mushrooms. I made a video about a mushroom ritual, a ceremony, and I said I'd chime in and share what my experience was. And it was nothing profound. As a matter of fact, I didn't really care for the experience, but I understand why. So these plants are here to serve us. They awaken our DNA, they activate our DNA, and they awaken our souls. And you could utilize this plant in your spiritual evolution, and it will serve you tremendously. But there'll be a point within your journey where these plants no longer serve you. And the reason, at least my belief or understanding, is each plant holds a vibration. Whether it's cannabis, psychedelic mushrooms, ayahuasca, kratom, they all hold a certain vibration. And depending on what your vibrational set point is dependent on what this plant could do for you. So let's just, maybe you've had an experience where you used to be a cannabis smoker, you know, religiously smoked cannabis. And then you, for whatever reason, you quit smoking, you know. And then you decided to come back to it maybe a few years later, and you didn't like the experience it gave you. You're like, wow, that fucking was too much. I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel like me. Well, that's because your vibrational set point is higher than that of the plant. So when you actually smoke the plant, it lowers your vibration and brings all those undesirable experiences that you really don't care for. So that's my experience. So when you use psychedelic mushrooms, there's be a point where you receive all that it has to offer, and there's really not much else for it to do for you. And I'm at that point, you know, because I've used these medicines religiously, you know. Try to do it respectfully, but I want the full benefit that this plant has to offer. And I believe I received it, because now that I take the mushroom, I don't have these very transformative experiences. Like the last one that I had that was really mind-blowing was just me meditating on the mushroom and me connecting to that divine love, that oneness. And that, man, it's so beautiful. So I would recommend anybody who has the means to have this experience to meditate on their mushroom and see what it has to offer you. And it goes the same with DMT as well. You know, I've used DMT so frequently. I made a video about me using DMT 30 days straight. You know, it was actually more than that, but I just put 30 days, you know. And now DMT no longer has the same effect. It still serves me. I still have transformative experiences, but there's not that distraction of all the colors and all the vividness. That's all gone, and now it's just straight to business. And you'll notice that, like, in the beginning, you might not seem to do any inner work through these plants, because they're distracting. All of the colors and all the fractals and all the vividness will distract you from going within and doing the work. But after, eventually that will die down, and you'll be able to just really embrace the mushroom. So they're definitely here to serve us. Some people consider them as drugs, which I just think that is old belief that you haven't processed yet, because you have to ask yourself, whose belief is this? They say this is a drug. I've had the experience, and it's fucking definitely there for our benefit. So I need to remove the belief that this is a fucking drug, because a drug is something you use to escape your current circumstances, your reality, to numb you. But a medicine is something that's there to heal you, to expand your consciousness, to just really just bring out your full potential. So these plants are here to serve us. And if you want to utilize these plants, but you don't know where to get them, just state to the universe, saying, universe, these plants seem to pop up in my external environment quite frequently. I believe you're trying to direct me to this plant. So I am open and available whenever you want to send me this plant so I could have this experience. I am truly grateful. And the universe will send it to you. Who knows how, but it will. If it was meant for you, best believe that that plant's going to show up. And that's how supported we are. And it's important to take advantage of this support. Whenever you're having a difficult struggle and you don't know what to do, just release it from yourself and give it to the universe. Or if you want something to show up in your external environment that you need, that's there to serve you along your path, just say, universe, I need your help on this. If you could just bring this to me, I'd be truly grateful. And it will bring it to you. So take advantage of the plants. They're there to serve us, especially during the spiritual awakening. Especially during the spiritual awakening. Like, I attribute my awakening to the mushroom. And I am always grateful. But then you got to realize when it's done, when it has no more to offer, and you can let it go for a while. I'm not saying that you'll never come back to it, but just leave it alone and, you know, go about your life, integrate everything that you've learned from the mushroom, and then come back to it when you feel like the time is right. But do your own research. I don't support any illegal activity, unless of course it's something that's there to expand your consciousness and make you a better person. You know, and I understand why they would ban these plants. I mean, God forbid if we all had our own minds and we thought outside the box and we didn't follow the herd. God, that might just put a damper on somebody's plans of control and fear. So another thing I wanted to mention was your true potential power that you have just being you. People don't realize how powerful their words are and how much power they have on another individual. Your own words could just tear somebody down, or they could uplift them, depending on how you use them. Some people refer to words as swords, you know. Words backwards is spelled swords. They can cut, you know, or they could defend. They could do so much. And I encourage you to use your words to benefit this world. Just imagine if you shared one experience with one individual each day, and that experience just really had a profound effect on somebody's life experience and served them and helped them to get to the next level of their life path, their journey. And you did that every day. Imagine the impact you would have on the world. You need to realize that you have a say-so in this. And don't let anybody tell you that what you have to say is irrelevant. I had that same experience, you know, and I was just sharing my experience online, and someone said, well, that's your perception, and that's not going to help somebody else. Well, who are you to say that that's not going to help somebody else? Because right after you messaged me that comment, I had 3 people saying, wow, this fucking really opens me up to a new understanding. Wow, thank you for sharing this. And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's people that are on this path that are still at a low vibration, and they want to always be right, and they always want to be the one that people come to, and you know, that's where they base their self-worth on, is what they can bring to another individual. And if they, I don't know, but just know that what you have to say is relevant and can help many, many people. And it's important that you share your experiences, whether it's getting online in a certain community, like I'm in the Spiritual Awakening community on Facebook. And then if you get a post and you have something to contribute, just contribute to it. You have no idea the potential that has to just serve one another. And that's our whole purpose on this journey, is to help one another, to grow into our true authentic self, to prosper, you know. But some of us are still lost on this path, and we're still living the ego, and we always want to be right. We always want to be the person that people come to. But just know that shit's an illusion. That shit's an illusion. Every praise that you receive, every fucking comment, and everything is an illusion. And if you fucking base your self-worth on that, The moment that it's gone, you're going to feel worthless. So start basing your self-worth on how you feel about yourself, about what you have to contribute, and just know that you are fucking amazing. And no one else can tell you different. No one else can tell you different. They'll try, but it's just the universe trying to test you to be like, oh, you're going to fall into your same way, to your old patterns of unworthiness and undecisiveness and whatever else comes with that. But just know, we have the potential to help so many people, even if it's just that one person. You change the world for that one person just by sharing your experience. And a lot of people think like, oh, I'm not going to share because what I have to say is stupid, or what I have to say is irrelevant. And that's just the ego. That's just the ego protecting itself. Because God forbid if you say something and then someone says a comment that contradicts what you say, you don't want to have to go through that experience, but it's just going to make you stronger. Tell that person about themselves, you know? But I just wanted to share this video. I don't think I really have much else to say except step into your power. Take these tools that were put on this earth to benefit us during this awakening and utilize them to their utmost potential. Remove the stigma of what a fucking drug is, you know? If you're not escaping and all you're doing is trying to expand your consciousness and your awareness and think outside the box, then that is a good enough reason to just let go of that old belief that you're using drugs. Drugs are bad. Either way, hope everybody's having a beautiful day and they're loving themselves. Adios, amigos and amigas.